What's up? What's up? What's up? Rick Bolton, Ryan Inman, Whole Damn Enchilada Podcasts. And what do you got going on there, man?
Tell me this isn't like the cover of like a 90s like indie alternative grunge band's album.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Got your face in the middle, probably.
Yeah.
The duck and the glass of wine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm drinking the Diet Pepsi with my new Bloody Essentials koozie because I lost the other one. And I ran into Ethan from the Bloody Essentials.
I got one here. My wine glass doesn't fit.
It doesn't work. So I ran into Ethan at CinemaWasteland, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And he gave I'm a Patreon member, and they hooked me up with some cool stuff like, oh damn, dropping stuff. Don't fall. Got a Friday the 13th shot glass complete with a shot of liquor. And what else did I get from them? I got some pretty cool stuff.
That makes sense because every time they say if you buy somebody a bong or like a pipe or a bowl, you should give it to them packed.
I've heard that.
I've done that, and I've always followed that rule.
Or if you give somebody a wallet as a gift, you should put some money in it.
Oh, I never knew that one.
Yeah,
I got a wallet as a gift like two Christmases ago. She didn't put no fucking money in there. That's why she's my ex-girlfriend, people.
There you go. That's it. So I got like a little a tin, 8x10. It's the cover of Friday the 13th Part 1 that was in there. DVD. So I got this little guy. I don't know if he's an air freshener or there we go.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
Yeah. I don't know if it's an air freshener or if it's like just like an ornament. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then some other stuff. But you can get that stuff too if you're a Patreon for the Bloody Essentials podcast. Go to their Patreon, donate whatever you can, and yeah, it's awesome. Awesome people, good shows. Yeah, he hung out with us for CinemaWasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. So yeah, went to all 3 days of CinemaWasteland. Our friend Brett Wagner was in the house. Met him in person finally. That was fun. Felissa Rose was there. She's a blast as always. Yeah, it's I think the third time I've met her. She's real fun. Who else was there? Bill Perry was there. Our friend Bill Perry, friend of the show, stuntman extraordinaire, who him and Ethan joined us for Nightmare Cleveland. Yes, so I guess we'll just start right there.
That's where you want to start? We can.
All the 8,000 things we're going to go over tonight.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even know Ethan was coming to town.
You know what? He commented on our last live, but it was at the end. So when we hit end live, we didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I told him, I said, "Why didn't you tell me?" So I did, but he explained it to me. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
He could have messaged me, man. I would have met up with him earlier if I knew.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I said I would have, we'd have met for breakfast or who knows.
I thought about coming out to meet him for lunch or something on Sunday too, but I just was caught up with so much shit.
Well, I guess there was a snowstorm in the forecast for Chicago, so he took off early to try to beat that, but then it never came anyway.
It's like a bad porno.
Which we're also going to talk about, but we're going to get to that later.
More on that later.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Chris, what's up, Chris Olin? He says, hi, Rick and Ryan. How you doing, man? So we went to Fear Warfare at Nightmare Cleveland.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of Nightmare Cleveland in a haunted house, bam!
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I was just jumping in for a couple before I hopped on the game. What are you guys doing?
Oh, a whole lot of nothing. Just talking different things. We are echoing like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice sound system in Jersey over there.
Jared Haggard is Halloween Haunts 365. You're listening to headphones and you're still echoing like that.
I know. I'm working on that. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. How's that?
Much better.
Much better. Yes. All right.
Had to turn the headphones on.
Your timing is impeccable, man. Your timing is impeccable because we just started to talk about the haunted house that we attended and that we reviewed for you. Fear Warfare, Nightmare Cleveland. It was a good time out there, and your video of said event debuted Monday? No, yesterday. Today? I don't know.
I put it out today.
It all blends together. Normally,
I watched it.
You watched it? Okay,
good.
Yeah, normally Halloween Haunts comes out on Mondays, but we did a special middle of the week edition.
Yeah, I got a lot of content coming, so I had to get it out.
Right on. What game are you? You said a video game. You're about to jump on a game.
Yeah, man, Call of Duty. They got Jay and Silent Bob. I had to buy it.
Jay and Silent Bob in Call of Duty.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I seen during I think it was your wife's birthday. You went up to the comic shop and stuff, right?
Yeah, we were up in there for a chocolate festival she wanted to hit. So then we went over to we were 25 minutes from the Quick Stop.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes away from the comic book stop. So we just hit both of them.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to do that when we're up in Philly for Metallica and Pantera.
I think it's like an hour and a half away from Philly, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible, and it's a lot closer than I'll be.
Kind of coincidental or ironic, whichever way you want to go, that you even bring up Jay and Silent Bob, because I don't watch TV. Like, I don't watch modern television. I just don't. But with my brother and my sister-in-law, I've been watching that game show, The Floor, and Brian O'Halloran is a current contestant on it.
Oh, shit.
And he actually, spoiler alert, he survived last night, and he's moving on.
Oh, get it, Brian.
And he was also
he's a fucking stone cold killer on there. I told them, I'm like, if there's any categories about pop culture or comics or music or movies, sports, he's gonna kill anyone. And so far, he has.
To the horror element, he was in the Dinner with Leatherface documentary.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Because Brian O'Halloran is the one clerk, right?
Yeah. He's the main guy. Yeah. And he Dante, yes. And he actually had to defend a different category, not one of his, and it was construction. He's like, I'm from New Jersey. I know a bit about construction. And he still killed the other person, and it just killed him.
That's dope.
Josh says Jay and Silent Bob are the shit. Josh won our trivia contest that we had last week. Finally got that mail out to him. You can see on the wall where would it be? Somewhere back there. There's a hole where it used to be the card I sent him. Where is it? Okay, I see. It's right above my head.
So yeah, Nightmare Cleveland was pretty cool, man. I've obviously been there during the regular season, but this was my first time going.
This was your first time for the Fear Warfare. I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And that's just another
out on us.
And I'm telling you, Jared, the guys at the armory at that place must have some intuition, because 4 guys come in, 2 guys from Cleveland, 1 from LA, and 1 from Chicago. And the guy from Chicago, they gave the gun to last, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah. Chirac. My wife's there right now.
Oh, man. Right on. But,
what the hell are you two doing tonight?
We're talking about Wasteland. We're talking about Nightmare Cleveland. We're going to review a couple movies. Short form, 2 movies, Drop and Hell of Summer. Spoiler free reviews. We're not gonna discuss too much about it.
Oh, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of Drop because it's technically not even out yet. I'm gonna give it all away.
It actually drops tonight.
It does. Wow. Midnight.
Yeah, that was the mystery movie on Monday too. I'm glad I didn't pay to see it.
And for those who don't,
we got to go to a free screen.
For those who don't know my personality, I'm really not going to spoil it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the DCS guys are going to cover it on Monday, so you don't want to get into it too much,
What's one got to do with the other?
Well, a lot of their people listen to our show too, so.
Oh, they're still going to tune in.
Yeah. So we'll let them spoil it, because when they cover films, they do it in long form and they pretty much go through the whole thing.
There's no chance you could talk about that movie for 2 hours and not spoil it.
Oh, no doubt.
There's some movies you can, not that one.
So back to the Jay and Silent Bob in the Call of Duty thing.
Yeah.
So what you play him as a character? You shoot Jay and Silent Bob? What's going on here?
You could be Jay and Silent Bob, so you can be them. You can shoot at them. They're it's pretty fucking fun.
That's crazy.
So this is the most I spent on Call of Duty in the last like 3 months because I never buy skins. I never do. It's just a waste of time. But the last one I bought was Michael Myers, and I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
And then they did Ninja Turtles. There's no way I'm not buying that. And then they dropped Jay and Silent Bob. I'm like, fuck, guys.
Listen, look at the smart marketing that
I know.
Call of Duty, man.
If I could play Call of Duty, I'd have all that stuff too.
They had Walking Dead characters in there too.
Yeah, they did.
Rick that makes sense because they have the zombie game.
Yeah,
Call of Duty Zombies. So that kind of makes sense. St. John's, Michigan, Jason in the house.
If I was playing the zombie style game, I'd want to be like Michonne then, you know, wielding the swords. It'd be pretty cool. I suck at those games though.
Kevin Smith did put out a horror movie. Very independent. It was called Clown.
I've seen it.
Well, Kevin Smith also put out a horror movie called Red State.
You thought it was a horror movie, and I do, and I think it's fucking fantastic. I think it's
it's a horror movie because, like you said, Rick, it's fucking scary because there's really people like that out there.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Yeah,
I know.
No, but Clown. I remember. Clown. It has the clown from the beginning of all of his shows.
Yeah,
his movies. It was in it. The View Askew clown. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and, okay. I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Pretty decent.
It was kind of terrifying. It's fucked up more than anything.
When did that come out?
Years ago.
So pre-Terrifier?
Oh, yeah. This is 25 years ago, probably.
Oh, 20. Yeah, man. We're talking like this is like I don't know, man. It's really. It might have been right after Clerks, man.
Does his clown have a garbage bag with a 9mm gun in it and shoot people?
He has a trash bag, I think.
Oh my god!
Yeah. What's his name? Kevin Smith.
Let's see here.
What's his name?
Oh, it's called Vulgar.
Vulgar. Yes, I was. Yep. So when did Vulgar come out?
2000.
25 years. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Tiki says Clown is Eli Roth, Kevin Smith is Tusk. No, we were talking about Vulgar, which is way before Tusk, but Tusk is another horror movie. So Kevin Smith's done some horror.
Yeah, but
Tusk is also a Fleetwood Mac album.
Yeah.
This one was a much better movie than Tusk.
I like Tusk.
I didn't mind it, but this one was better.
Yeah. The doctor is in. Jeffrey Smiley in the house. What's up, brother? Dr. Smiley, he frequents the Death Crew Society show, and he's coming over to hang out with us for a little bit.
Nice.
It was my first time killing zombies, aliens, and alien zombies.
And Bill Perry tells him when he's about to go in, he's like, I feel like I'm shooting up my own kind because he was a zombie in Return of the Living Dead too.
Traitor.
Yeah, it was a good time, man, and we I think we did a pretty good job killing
those zombies. Nice.
I gotta say too, if anybody has the opportunity to meet Bill Perry at any con, do it. The dude's a barrel of laughs, man.
Dude, he's such a fun dude. Yeah, for sure.
Who else did you guys meet at Cinema Wasteland?
We met Brett Wagner, who's been on the show. We met him in person for the first time. Felissa Rose was there. Michael Berryman, I had a nice conversation with him that was kind of crazy.
He's from the Rob Zombie movies, right?
He was in there, and The Hills Have Eyes, what I know.
Yeah.
He ran into Ricky, my son, outside, and he starts, just chatting up with them, and he goes, well, you wouldn't know any of my movies, would you? And he goes, he said, you're too young to know any of my movies. And Ricky says, you're from The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
And his voice that he has is funny. But yeah, I wish I would have took a picture of them two together because they had a really cool conversation, so it was really cool. He was really good.
Height difference too,
Oh yeah. Even in his old age, he's every bit of 6'5".
Isn't he 80 years old now?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, you got to think. Well, when did The Hills Have Eyes come out? 70?
78?
Oh, I think it's older than that.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm gonna go with 77 is at the latest. When was the last house on the left? That was 71, right?
70.
I thought it was 72, but I could be wrong.
Two.
Yeah. You're supposed to know this shit, Ryan.
I don't care about Wes Craven. He's not as good as John Carpenter.
Damn! But you know what? John Carpenter made the theme, so I have to not argue with this.
Oh, yeah.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can't argue with that.
Who else was there? Were you watching when we screened The Beast Within, the Freddy or the Jason versus Bigfoot movie?
No.
Well, you missed out, buddy. You need to see that movie.
No. I don't think I missed out.
No, we had the director on after that because I first heard the movie existed, and I'm like, oh, we gotta watch this, so we screened it on here. I think I got permission before we did it. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, you said actually no. You said fuck it. If you're a director and you made Jason versus Bigfoot, you have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then we actually had him on because I really liked it, man. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's everything you think it would be.
No, when you bring up a movie, I watch Ryan's face, and that decides if I'm going to look at it or not.
Well, Ryan has higher standards than any of us, pretty much. But in the movie,
I don't know. You should see some of my ex-girlfriends. You might change your tune on that one.
It involves movies and music. So, but in the movie, there's a girl that's giving this dude head and bites off his dick. Well, I met her at CinemaWasteland.
Oh, that's good.
She was there. And then who else was there? The final girl from The Prowler was there. Linnea Quigley was there. It was a good little con. I'm missing some people, but yeah, it was a good time. Definitely a good time. And then I watched some movies. I seen John Dies at the End because Brett Wagner was in it, so they showed that. Never seen it prior. Really liked it. That kind of reminded me, and I've never really even seen Supernatural, but just the whole dynamic with the two guys and John Dies at the End kind of made me think maybe it's like a cooler version of Supernatural.
Supernatural's fun. I like it.
No, I know a lot of people like it. I'm sure I would too. I just haven't gotten to it.
We watched the first 3 seasons, and then we kind of we'll go back to it later.
I don't want to say a cooler version of Supernatural, a more juvenile form.
I gotcha.
That's probably what I meant. And so I seen that, and then Bill Perry was in Return of the Living Dead too, so they were screening that, and I don't think I'd ever seen that until that day either. And
really,
I don't think I did. So and then I'm watching it, and I see Tom Matthews, and I'm like, why isn't he a zombie, man? He was a zombie in the first one, but in this one, he's a whole different character. They bring him and the old man back, and they're totally different characters, which was funny. And then they kind of make jokes about it, and they go, "This seems so familiar, like we've done this before."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and speaking of Return of the Living Dead, I picked this guy up. And this Tar Man, isn't he pretty cool?
That is cool.
His little lid thingy that goes here came off. I got to reattach that. But yeah, these guys, I forget their name, but they do red something. They do these lamps and shit. Really good stuff. All custom made stuff and decent prices too.
Now I have a question. Since I've never been to this con, how many tumblers were for sale?
Ooh, I think there was only one tumbler guy.
What? Wow.
You see, the thing with Wasteland is these vendors have been going there pretty much the whole 25 years. There's a wait list to be a vendor there. I applied to be a vendor there when we first started doing the podcast because I thought it was a way to get our name out and everything. And they're like, "Oh, we'll put you on the wait list." And it took like a year before they just now called me this past year, and I'm not interested in doing that anymore because it's kind of a waste of money, I think, for what I do. But I tried to give it to somebody else, but they didn't reply quick enough, and then they filled it. But yeah, you go there, and there's the same vendors in the same spots every single time, and they make a fortune. You could sell your vending spot for money, I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
Because it's that much in demand. So since it's that much in demand, you don't get the tumbler dudes.
Very cool. Yeah, the last con I went to, they had 7 tumbler companies. I'm like, guys, come on.
I would never even want one of those. What am I going to do with that? Everything I drink comes in its own container. it's a can or a bottle. I don't need this tumbler thing, and then they're just in the way, and they're cheap.
They're a pain in the ass to wash too.
They are. I have a special brush for that because I flipped that on the wife one day. I was like, I can't fit my hand in here just because you can. I need a scrubby. You want me to do dishes? I need this.
Yeah, for the metal straws, you have to make a little long.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And now I got all these. My wife, she buys these all the time. There's like 50 of them upstairs, and all these little stupid straws all over the place that you can't clean properly. You can't.
No, you can't.
You need the little brushy.
I have one that a fan sent me, which is very nice.
That's different. If we have one with our podcast logo, I'd have it like I got my speaking of which, I got my mug here.
There you go.
Yeah. But
I have a custom one with my cats on it. It's faded though.
Oh, sweet.
My cats are on it. And somebody very, very, very nice gifted it to me. So this is like my water thing.
Yeah,
so it goes with me in my car, and I just
buy one of these things for $25. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Either one of you coming to the diner for the 13th?
There's a slight possibility. I have hardly.
Oh, really?
I'm going to try like hell because I just love going up there. And since you're going to be there, it'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I filled it for Brian with a bunch of hunters that do other shit. So we got a lot of. I've been helping him with the vendors.
Cool.
I wonder if he's listening. He probably ain't listening.
Oh, Dr. Smiley says, I was watching Night of the Demon, not Demons, the other night. I don't know this movie.
I don't know that one either.
But he says OMFG, which sounds like it's like a JP movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies and Wasteland, I just finished watching Countess Dracula. It's a Hammer film. Are you familiar?
No.
The reason I watched it is one of the vendors had these really cool vintage-looking T-shirts. So I picked up this Countess Dracula T-shirt because it looked real cool. But I didn't want to be like one of them kids that are rocking the band shirt and don't know the band. So I was like, I got to watch this movie. It was a pretty good movie. It kind of had an element of like what The Substance had. With the Countess is old and she washes herself in virgin's blood to turn herself young. And I guess it's based on a real person, but yeah.
I thought Countess Dracula was at that booth catty corner to us at the last con we vended at.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if it's based on that.
Who won't be at the next con?
It is, Jared. That's exactly what's based on.
The Bathory woman, yeah.
Yep.
Elizabeth Bathory.
Yeah,
oh, you know about it too.
Oh, I know all about her.
But you don't know about the movie. You watch the movie. It's free on Tubi.
A lot of junk is free on Tubi.
And a lot of it's speaking of free on Tubi. See, it just keeps coming. Free on Tubi. Eddie Langell, who has about 8 films on Tubi, is shooting his newest film right now. And Sunday, I am going to shoot my scene in the movie, and I'm getting killed in the movie. And those of you that are in the Cleveland area, and those of you that are willing to travel, are going to have to come to the premiere of said movie, whether you like it or not.
I'll be there.
I will not promise you it's a good movie. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I was at the last
Eddie Langell
premiere, and I had a great time.
Yeah, it was a good time for Millen Heads, which the posters.
Yeah, I went to that premiere with the person who bought me the wallet that didn't put money in it. I will not be with that. I will not be with that person at this next one.
Wait, somebody gives you a wallet. Isn't it tradition to put like some money in it? I always heard that.
It's supposed to have at least $1 in it.
At least $1, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't have shit.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's awful. That is awful. So yeah, that was Cinema Wasteland. It was a good time. First time I went during any other time I've ever been. I only went on Sundays because Sundays is like $15, and I would always Sundays is kind of like everybody's getting the fuck out of their day. So it's not as fun as it is on Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday they show movies until 2 a.m.
Good Lord.
So if you want to stay up there all night, you can. They close the vending room at like 10 and then 7 on Saturday. But you can stay up there all night watching movies. Jeffrey says Tubi has some amazing and amazingly bad horror, and I'm all about it. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, they do a good job with the 80s horror on Tubi. I'll give them that.
Yeah. And then And sometimes they have like some that are really, really bad. Craig Mucler's has a movie on there. Oh man, this one is. I hope he's not listening today. It's bad. It's I wish Demonoids from Hell is the name of the movie. Cover of the movie looks so cool, and then you turn it on, it's like.
Then the bell rang.
Then the bell rang, man. Yeah, it's bad. It's No Microwave Massacre. He does have that in his belt, though. So.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
The Microwave Massacre is amazing. It's got
Frosty
the Snowman killing bitches in a microwave. Can't beat that. It's great stuff. I love it. That's why he was like one of our first guests we ever talked into coming on this show. He wasn't the first one to come on. He was the first one to agree. He eventually came on, and it was a great time. You have to check that out in the archives.
Yeah, he agreed to before anybody. It took him a while to actually make it on because he has like 73,000 best friends in the world, and he had previous engagements with them.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an awesome dude, though. He's great. If you ever meet him at a con, he's been at Wasteland a couple times. But Wasteland's been 7 minutes from my house for 25 years, and I just heard about it like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
there's the problem with that. And I'm glad you brought it up because even this one that just happened, and I'm on a fucking horror podcast, I don't see any advertising for it anywhere.
No, we don't see
that. I'm in a bunch of con Facebook pages, and I don't see anything from Cinnamon Wasteland.
But all these actors, they love it. It's like one of their favorite conventions to go to. It's one of the biggest, one of the oldest, but again, 7 minutes away. Never heard of it.
It's not their favorite one to go to, no matter what. Monster fucking Mania is their favorite one.
I don't know, man. Like, I hear you, but they make good money at this place too, man.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Not like Monster Mania. There's 2% of the people.
Yeah, but to go to Monster Mania, it has to be Scream and/or Terrifier. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Now, yeah.
Now you'll hear these guys on podcasts that has nothing. They're not even trying to promote Cinema Wasteland, and they always bring it up. Yeah, they love it for real.
I want to get up to Steel City Con one day.
I haven't been there. I went to Horror Realm Con, which is also in Pittsburgh. That was a good time.
Well, another big thing for Monster Mania is they move around a little too. So
yeah,
it's not always in Philly or
Well, they have one like Cherry Hill or something, right?
That's right.
Let me tell you about the one in Cherry Hill. It outgrew Cherry Hill about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and I'll say this live because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fright Rags won't go back to Monster Mania because of how they do their stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the photo op, the celebrity photo op, that line covered their booth that they paid a lot of fucking money for the entire day.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I understand you have a relationship with the hotel, but it's time for bigger. You've outgrown Cherry Hill. You did a long time ago. I know for some reason you like having it at a hotel, but when your line blocks 4 of your vendors all day, it's time to move. And that's the issue with Monster Mania.
Scarefest in Kentucky is getting like that too, but Scarefest last year they had well over 100 guests and all A-listers.
Yeah,
that's another real big one. They gave us tickets to go down there, but I ended up not being able to afford to take the day off, and
I couldn't go either. Yeah.
So we, even going for free was I couldn't afford it.
Yeah. Well, it's admission is nothing. That's 1% of the cost.
Yeah, then buying all the stuff we'd spend, the hotel, the drive down there. The days off work was the really hard part because I was out of PTO. Yeah, so and then we got what else do we got? We got in 2 weeks me and Ryan are going to be volunteering at a convention, Erie Culture Fest. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's the guys that did Ohio Terracon, but they changed their name to Erie Culture Fest, so that way it works for non-horror people too, which this one's mostly a non-horror event. There's a couple of people that have done a little bit of horror, like Leslie Hoffman's going to be there.
Okay.
Rob says the parking sucked at Astronomicon at the new
Yeah,
venue.
I heard that.
Yeah, I couldn't go because I'm here for Wasteland.
I had a few friends that went, and everybody said the parking sucked dick. and the setup to get to Bruce Campbell was dumb. But other than that, it was fun.
Yeah, that's another thing Monster Mania pains is, like, they did it at Oaks, which is a giant convention center to fit their needs, and it was great, but then they keep coming back to Cherry Hill. There's only like 200 parking spots at Cherry Hill.
Yeah, and there's going to be thousands of fucking people there.
Yeah. So, like, you got to get there like 7 a.m. and just sit in your car.
Yeah.
Right on. You're actually playing Call of Duty now, huh?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I hear a bunch of buttons clicking.
Yeah, I'm just ranking up this stupid sniper, so I'm not even really paying attention to
it. No, do your thing. You're good.
This is what I do when I work from home. I sit there and take calls and just shoot people.
Yeah, right.
I need that job.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, that's when the rare times I'm home. Otherwise, I just did 19 straight weeks on the plane on Monday.
I love your plane stories. Always a good time.
I love to travel too. Shit.
BK says, I hope you fellas are coming up for Motor City Nightmares. I'm cooking for the whole crew. Gonna try to make it up for that, BK. When is that? We have to see when that is. And I have Zigzag's coffin top for his zombie figure. I got to get up to him eventually. So
yeah,
if that is soon, maybe we'll do it then.
He's busy the week of October too. October 3rd through 5th. Rick's busy.
What's going on those days?
That's
Spirit Tours? Yeah, I am gonna be up there. Yeah, in July. Cool, dude. I'll be up there at least for the Sunday, maybe. We'll figure it out. We'll be up there for. I love going up there for Detroit. It's not that far, so. And we gotta try this other pizza place. It's called something tomatoes. It looks so legit, dude. I think you'll really like it.
That's cool. I'll drop you off there on my way to Freddy's, man.
Get both, man.
I'm down to hit both, yeah. But yeah. I got to hit Freddy's. Yeah. Got to.
Like Ziggy's posted pictures of this a couple times. It looks really good, man.
Even blind without hearing the review, Jared would be down with me just because it's called Freddy's.
I'm down.
Oh man,
I am for real down. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
The best pie I've ever had outside of New York City, Freddy's Pizza. And,
man, New York
Freddy
is...
the Pizza Guy, I believe is the actual handle is. Freddy the Pizza Guy. Pizza Man? Freddy the Pizza Man?
Pizza Man.
Pizza Man. Yeah, he does. It's amazing. If you look up the video he did for Portnoy, he's like so arrogant. He's like, yeah, I know this is good, dude. Tell me. And he was like, Portnoy was kind of taken aback, and he was like, oh, damn, it really is. What do you give him, a 7.9 or 8.7?
But who the hell cares what some dude from Boston is rating pizza? I mean, come on.
Well, I agree with most of his ratings, so I know.
So
Tomato a Pizza. Tomato a Pizza is the name of the place. BK chimes in.
I don't.
I'm gonna. It looks really good, man. I'm gonna check it out.
His pizza preferences are like pretty much right in line with mine. So
I gotcha.
Yeah,
he likes that bite at the bottom.
Yeah, I do too. I like the dough to be like chewy.
Whenever I try a new place too, I just like a straight cheese pizza. I do.
Yeah, me too.
If you can't get that right, then I ain't interested in nothing else.
And Charles Fraud likes brown cats. I have no idea what that means.
What?
Oh, maybe Brown Cats is a pizza shop in Texas? Maybe because we're talking about pizza? I don't know. Elaborate, Charles.
I'm probably not eating pizza in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. I'm
barbecue.
Tex-Mex and all that down there.
Barbecue for sure.
Yeah, I'll do their brisket. I like the Texas brisket.
Some Franklin's. I've actually thought about getting some Franklin's shipped to me. Our friend Gabe LeMay was down there because I think he lived down there for a little bit. I don't know if he's down there because he lived there or he's on vacation. I can't remember.
Man,
he waited in the 5-hour line to get some brisket because when you're at Franklin's, you tailgate the line. You barbecue in the line to wait until you can get to the front to buy his barbecue.
That's funny.
It's insane. He bought me a T-shirt and sent it to me.
I miss Gabe LeMay, man. I was randomly in Baltimore, Maryland at an Orioles game, and I ran into him like 10 years ago. That was the last
time. Oh, yeah, he actually was from there. Yeah, that's right.
Well, he was living in D.C. at the time. It was random that he was there that day.
I got to get to that stadium. I've been dying to get the Baltimore.
I've heard forever it's like the greatest stadium there is.
I love ours now, But I want to see Pittsburgh too. I've never been to a Pittsburgh game.
I know that
the best
from
one I've ever been to.
And you've been to Camden as well, so you would know.
PNC is my number one.
PNC, it's only 20-something thousand seats. It's very small, very quaint, and very old school looking, and beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love it.
And what's the other one I gotta get to?
I actually have Camden Yards. I have Camden Yards at 3. I have Wrigley at 2. I liked Wrigley better than Camden Yards.
I gotta get to Wrigley. I gotta get to Yankee Stadium. I definitely gotta get to the Wall, the Monster.
Yeah,
get to Boston.
I haven't been to Fenway. That's one of the only American League parks I haven't been in.
I snuck into the new Yankee Stadium before they opened. Yeah.
At least you didn't get arrested like Scott Ian.
Yeah, same thing, right? I was there at the last weekend of the old stadium, and I just walked in like I owned the place and took a tour of it. It was pretty sweet. I just played dumb, asked for forgiveness, not permission. It was cool to be able to see it. And then I got mad because I went to the second to last game, and I went home, and then I'm watching the last game on TV, and I'm seeing these people chiseling chunks off. And I'm like, why didn't I think of it? Our friend Renee, who's from Pittsburgh, not from Pittsburgh, from New York, hardcore Yankee fan, he would have loved it if I would have got him a little piece of the thing.
I mean, on the last day, if everybody's ripping out seats, and what are they going to do?
I'm ripping out
everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I wasn't there the last day, so I couldn't do that. But
because they're going to tear the joint down anyway.
Yeah, but and it was just like little pieces of sheetrock off the outside that just kind of fell off if you mess with it a little bit. Like I was at the mall in Pittsburgh where Dawn of the Dead was filmed. And there were you were there with me that day, right?
I was.
Yeah. And there were like little chunks falling off the wall. And I thought about grabbing one, but then we walked away and I didn't want to walk back. So hopefully it's still like that when we go back.
So he was thoughtful, but laziness just took over.
Yes. Laziness. Absolutely.
Well, shit, man. We still got 2 movies we got to cover here.
Right on. So, hey, Jared, I'm going to get you out of here so we can talk about
All right, bro. Get me the hell out. Kick me out.
All right, but thanks for coming on, dude. It was great talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
See you guys.
All right,
brother.
All right. So that was Jared Haggerty from Halloween Haunts 365. Follow him on all the stuff, and check them out. We're actually on his latest video that dropped today on YouTube, reviewing Nightmare Cleveland, which we talked about a little bit. And just one more thing about that: did you like it better this way with the guns than the regular way, or do you like it better the regular way?
For right now, for like April. Sure. In October, Halloween, like haunt season, I don't want to shoot the guns. I just want to go through an experience.
Okay, awesome.
I think it's perfect the way it is, like doing this in the off season and then just having a regular haunted house.
Which film did you want to hit first?
Let's do Hell of a Summer first because it came out last week.
Okay, so we went to see Hell of a Summer. He's leaving. He's doing the movie. He's leaving. Okay, so I'll set it up. So Hell of a Summer was directed. I don't know any of these people's names. That's why I need you.
Billy Brick and Finn Wolfhard.
What's the guy's name? The directors?
Billy Brick and Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard, of course, from Stranger Things.
I'm gonna take non-alcoholic wine with a Coca-Cola with my name on it.
Oh, awesome! So this is listed as a dark comedy slasher. So I actually took some notes when I was watching this. Let me find my notes. I got notes. I gotta find them in here. So what were your initial thoughts when you heard about the movie?
Well, I think this is more of like a coming-of-age summer camp movie, but there just happens to be kills and stuff going on in the background.
I can agree with that. Cool. But going in, I was hoping we'd get at least a spoof of a camp slasher movie, which we kind of did, I guess.
I don't think so. I don't think it played out that way at all, actually.
All right. Rob Dowell says he just got a Coke with Jason, his name Jason on it. And Ryan had one of those too. If you've seen the post, he grabbed a Jason and a Ryan.
It's still sitting in my refrigerator.
All right. There you go.
Saving that for a rainy day.
So in the movie, there's the first 3 kills aren't shown. Make it 4. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking none of this is really happening, and they want Jason to quit. One of the characters. They're trying to set him up. 5 off-screen deaths. Make that 6. On the 6th one, you seen blood coming out of the person's mouth. Assuming I didn't miss any. I think I might have dozed off for 5 minutes. And yeah, there was like one good kill. I don't want to read too much of this because it might start spoiling stuff. But yeah, all these deaths were off screen. You didn't see any like penetration, which we're going to talk about in a little bit too. But yeah, I don't know, man. Did you have some good things or some bad things about this movie?
I do, man. I'll just give my top 3 and bottom 3, and then
let's do that because
if you want to get into more detail, it's fine. But I'll do my bottom 3 first.
Yeah, do your bottom 3, top 3, and then we'll decide. We'll grade it, and you'll say if we recommend people.
Yeah. My number 3 least favorite thing about this film is Finn Wolfhard. I think he's just awkward looking. He's my least favorite part of Stranger Things. I appreciate that he wanted to write and direct like a horror-ish kind of movie. That's cool. But I can't stand looking at his gangly ass on the screen.
All right.
Can't stand it. He just looks like a fucking skeleton.
Right on. What's number 2 then?
Number 2 is the killer reveal / motivation. I think it was fucking stupid. That's just me. Some people might like it. I think it doesn't make any sense.
I'm with you.
And my number 1 least favorite thing, and the kills off screen and cutaways, just all but like 1 or 2 of them were like no detail.
You didn't even get the one time you did get the like, you don't see the kill, but you see the splash of blood. Yeah. I'm just gonna, yeah. All right. You don't
There's
even
there's one that was pretty fucking cool, and then like
there was one that was good.
Then there's another one that was all right, but
yeah,
more than half of them you don't see.
You don't see anything.
Yeah.
So, what did you like about this flick?
My third favorite thing about this was the setting. Yeah. I love the summer camp feel. I like the camp. The camp that they shot at was great.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell it wasn't multiple locations. This is one area, and they lucked out with this. I don't know if they built any of it for this movie. Maybe they did. Excuse me. But either way, I thought the setting was fantastic, man, and it opened up. They could have done so much more with it. So,
JP motherfucking Cross in the house. What's up, JP? On tour with A Killer's Confession currently. Number 2 thing you liked.
Billy Brick is Bobby. Loved his character.
Oh, he was awesome. He was the director, right?
He was co-director with Finn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I loved him. Is just the smart ass fucking prick. And he says a lot of douchey, mean things, but like when you really think about it, he's usually right.
Yeah, I don't know if he was necessarily a heel. I just think he was just like, just said shit like the way he said shit, like dry. I don't know. That's not dry humor, but
the tweener.
Yeah, he's a tweener. Yeah, he's fun though. He's fun.
Oh, he was, man. And if it wasn't for this last thing, he'd be my favorite thing in the movie, and I really did enjoy him.
What was the last thing?
And I'm gonna take a page out of your book, and I don't ever do this. This is more like
you're gonna go with the thing. I was just about to chime in with my favorite thing. I know you are. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
All right.
Tell me yours first.
No, I don't want to. You go ahead.
Mine's a character.
Yeah. What is it?
No way. There's no shot.
Go ahead.
Julia Doyle.
I don't know who is
exactly. She? So what's yours? And
I gotta look at the thing. That's probably who I'm talking about. But it was a chick.
No.
The really stupid hot chick, right? Is that who you're talking about?
What's the character's name? What do they do?
I don't know, but she's like the hottest chick there. She's stupid hot.
Well, that's the direction I'm going, but I think you're talking about a different person.
No, I am. I'm talking about Padris Sarimi.
Yeah, I'm not talking about her at all.
Okay, so same thing, different girl.
Yeah, because I don't ever do this. This is
I know.
Saying, oh my girl, that girl was so hot.
Yeah,
I have that too in this movie, but it's a different girl. It's Julia Doyle as Miley, who's like
she was hot, but the other one was just stupid beautiful.
The hippiest chick that's like the vegan and all that. I think that's the most beautiful girl I've seen in a horror movie in a long time. And I thought she was pretty good actress in it too. And I'm like, who is this person? They're really not in a lot of things. Apparently, she's like a soprano, like opera singer.
Yeah, I thought you said Sopranos like the show. I was like, she wasn't even old. She wasn't even born. No, all these were relatively new actors, and considering that, they did a very good job for the limited experience they had. But again, it's not Oscar award-winning drama. I mean, there's not a whole lot you need, but they executed it well, and they did what they were supposed to do. I was hoping for more, man. I was hoping for some better kills, man. Some better kills, and I would have gave this movie a whole letter grade or two higher than it was. I'll go ahead and grade it first since I'm in the middle of talking about it.
Okay.
I'm going with a D+, C-, D+, C-, D+.
Wow, I graded it higher than you. I'm at C-.
I was so close, though, man. It was a coin flip.
It's very close.
It was a coin flip. But if I would have been able to see some of these kills,
yeah,
and Savini style, old school 80s blood and guts, it might have got to B-.
If they would have hired friend of the show Sam Hodge to go do effects, we got a B movie on our hands here.
Oh yeah, those might have been too bloody though.
Yeah,
like I'm just talking about like the cheesy 80s, like Friday the 13th, early Friday the 13th kills.
Sam, we need to keep this rated R, right?
So okay, so that's that movie. I recommend you see it, but I'm going to say don't go to the theater.
I got a caveat. I recommend it
because of who it is and to support small cinema.
That's part of it.
All right.
Take a date to it.
Oh yeah.
There's some romance and shit in there too. Yeah. That kind of thing, which we've had multiple times this year. Hard Eyes, like. Yeah. We're having like romantic comedy horror. This is the year of it.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite kind of horror, but we're getting a lot of it.
I'll agree with Ryan because it's such a small independent film. It's always good to go to the theater and support those guys.
Like I went to see Hard Eyes on Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. That was perfect. If I would have went on a random Tuesday by myself, I would have really been disappointed. So
all right, so that is what was that? Hell of a Summer. And then also, did you see, speaking of Hell of a Summer, and coincidentally, I'm wearing the shirt. Did you see the alternate cover that was like this for Hell of a Summer? It's almost exactly this shirt. Yeah, check that out. They did like a prom night cover. And JP says, yes, I watched, you missed that part, but I watched John Dies at the end, and I really dug it, dude. I thought it was I really liked the film. I liked the effects. I liked a lot about it. And I gave it like on Letterboxd, I gave it a 5. So yeah. A 5 is not an A on our scale. A 5 is like how much I like the movie. It's not like to me, that's the way I'm doing that. So we seen that. And then Monday there was a mystery movie, and I usually go to see those for $5.
I almost went too.
And I skipped it because I had a good feeling it was going to be Drop. And we had passes to a screening of Drop. And that's the most people that's ever showed up for that movie. And I thought with it screening the day before the mystery movie that a lot of people would have said, hell with it, I'm not going. But when we got there, I got there an hour early, which I usually do. And I'm usually about 17 people back at the most, between less than 20 people from the front. I was almost in the parking lot in line.
Yeah.
So, and it's in their biggest theater. It holds
300.
500 people. 300?
I think it's like 350.
That was like 500. Okay, but nevertheless.
It's big, though. It's
the biggest theater, biggest screen. It's
in the Cleveland area, I think.
Yeah. The biggest room, period, we got. So, yeah, so Drop took the wife, took the kid. You came with your girlfriend and your sister-in-law.
Yep.
And
who never ever wants to go to movies, but she mentioned like a month ago she saw the trailer for it, and I'm just like, oh, I'll take you to it when it comes out. And then it just so happens got these passes for them. I'm like, hey, you want to go see it 3 days early?
Yeah, and for free.
For free?
Yeah. So with this one, it's not technically horror; it's a thriller. It's a Blumhouse Universal movie, so it's a co-production, and we'll get back to the Blumhouse element of it later, I'm sure. What were your expectations going into this film?
None, because like you said, Blumhouse.
And see, here's the thing. I like Blumhouse movies. I don't not the last couple, because Death of a Unicorn and Wolfman, which if we get time, we're going to get into that too. We might have to save that, kick the can on that till next week. We're going to do our quarterly top 3 and bottom 3, which we still might, but we'll see. But usually you go to a Blumhouse movie, it's going to be a little creepy. You're going to get a little scare here and there. It's going to be PG-13. It's going to be a nice hour and a half out. It's not going to be anything spectacular, and it's just going to be okay. You'll probably forget it the next day, but that's okay for me. I'm not upset at that. You know, if I get a C movie, it's right down the middle. It's a good night out. You know, cool. But so that's what I usually get with Blumhouse, and that's kind of what I was expecting here too. I like new and different. This premise was kind of different.
Yeah,
although I was thinking of something that I seen recently that was kind of similar to this, but it escapes me right now. Do you remember seeing something that would remind you? Oh, you know what? It kind of reminded me of Trap a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but that's a totally different premise, but, you know, had some similar elements. What about the acting? Acting was pretty decent, right?
There's 2 real big standouts in this. Well, I'll get to that in my top 3.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 big standouts. Nobody was bad.
Nobody was bad.
No, there was no bad actors in this. One thing, and I noticed this when watching the trailer, I noticed this. So it kind of planted a seed like in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, that babysitter's got to have something to do with something because she was dressed like Chucky.
Oh, no shit. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, the overalls with the yellow and red T-shirt underneath, man.
Oh, wow, dude. A nice little Easter egg. I like it.
But we don't know that the babysitter is the aunt in the trailer. We find that out. And that's not a spoiler. It says it right at the beginning.
Yeah. It says it right at the beginning.
Aunt Jenny or whatever.
You can see what she was dressed as.
Yeah.
So, you know,
but she's dressed as fucking Chucky.
So I'm watching it with my daughter. Yeah, my daughter was there too, actually. Yeah, so we're watching it together, and the woman comes from an abusive relationship, doesn't date for a while, and then she's going on her first date. In the beginning, they show some of that abusive relationship, and I was thinking that she was an actor, and that wasn't even happening, but I was wrong about that. And then I was thinking that, you know, like some of what was going on was like a dream or something. This can't be real because it was so preposterous.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that was happening. But it took you on a nice ride, you know, with the premise is she's at a restaurant with a date, first time in forever, and she's getting drops to her phone, which are little random text messages that anybody could send you, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm too old for this. I don't have that on my phone. And she's getting all these things telling her crazy shit, you know, your kid this and blah. And, you know, she's at, you know, all that's in the trailer too. So, and they tell her she needs to kill her date, and she's freaking out through the whole thing. And all of that, you know, whodunit aspect and all this, that was fun. I was okay.
Yeah, the premise is great.
Then there's a scene in the trailer where the side of the restaurant blows out. They're 30, 40 stories up.
Yeah.
The side of the restaurant blows out. She flies out the window. And while we're watching that movie, we don't see that for quite some time. And I'm thinking, maybe that's just something they put in the trailer to make you think that it was bonkers, you know? And then it actually happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And that's when I got to the end. The end of the movie, I'm on some get the fuck out of here the whole time. You know, like this is just getting to be too much. And that's where the Blumhouse element comes in. They have this masterful thing set up where this guy's doing this and this is going on and all these things and the clues are there and who did this. And then we get to the end and like, we don't know how to fucking end this thing. So they just throw a bunch of bullshit together and you get the ending. They Blumhouse it at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Trap, which had an amazing premise.
And then the build was all good. And then
the first back.
They ran out of time, huh?
Well, unlike that one, though, they didn't shoehorn in a Nepo kid in the third act to ruin it. Which they didn't need to do that for Trap either. The plot ruined it anyway in the third act. But having Nepo baby, no talent come in, that ruined everything. So
my girl this one liked Trap, and she really liked this. And a lot of people, you were in the same theater, so you heard a lot of people clapping and cheering and stuff, and it's kind of shocking. I've never had that experience at a screening there.
Let me ask you this. Let me word this because we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Even though this wasn't horror, it was thriller, horror adjacent thriller.
Yeah.
Would this qualify as our friends on Bloody Essentials, like they like to say, a good for her movie?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it is. The good for her, that's like a new subgenre of horror that people are talking about a lot lately, and I think it's great. And yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my first thought.
More than anything.
Yeah. I didn't want to message them and say that right away because I don't know if they've seen it yet or I didn't want to spoil it.
I think you could say that, and that they could kind of tell that from the thing, and that's not going to ruin anything. I might make them want to go see it more.
That's true.
So absolutely it is.
Okay.
All right. So
I can see the female empowerment aspect of this for sure. Actually,
for sure, and there was some good in this movie. There was some good in
this
movie.
Movie. Oh yeah. Right, there's a few things I really like.
Did you like this movie better than The Hell of a Summer?
Yes.
Okay, me too. All right. So let's go with your 3 good things, 3 bad things, and
let's do the negative first again. Get it out the way. Mm-hmm. My third least favorite thing, and I can't elaborate too much, although you kind of covered it a little bit. There's some plot holes in here. There were. You know. Was it Swiss cheese? No, but there were some holes, little holes. Wasn't like Swiss cheese. Yeah. Okay. More than one.
You said that lace cheese.
Yeah.
With the real little hole. That's good shit too. If you cut it real thin.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love
lace
that.
Swiss, the
Alpine lace.
Yep, Alpine lace. That's the one.
Yeah, I remember that from the 80s, man.
All right. What was your second thing?
My second least favorite thing, and I'm not really spoiling this. You could probably tell because of the setting and everything. The kills that were in this movie were pretty forgettable, and there was a lot of buildup for things, and I don't think there was enough punishment.
Okay.
I can't really say too much.
All right.
And the number one least favorite thing, it's not a spoiler, but there is like a kind of a twist in this, and I don't like it.
Okay.
I think it made no sense and it didn't need to be there.
Okay.
So that's all. I think it's just
we'll talk
strong.
Off here. We'll talk off.
It's just as strong without it.
Because if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, it kind of did need to be there. Because of the whole technology thing. But we'll get.
I'll message you later. I don't think you're thinking of what I'm thinking.
Okay, right on then.
Yeah.
All right. So that probably didn't need to be there then. All right. So we got the 3 things you liked about the film.
Yeah, my number 3 favorite thing is the lead, Megan Fahey as Violet. I thought she did a great job.
Fantastic. Yep.
I don't know much about her. I know she's from White Lotus. I know that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really know if I've seen anything she was in. She looks kind of familiar, but I thought she played the range of emotions pretty good. Played like the nervous, like single mom trying to go out, and then is thrown into this shit situation, and she has to like hold it all together, like keep this big secret, otherwise her son's gonna get it.
Yeah.
So, in which with female empowerment.
Yeah.
She has to. She doesn't want to do all.
She goes on a whole journey,
Yeah, she doesn't want to do all this shit, but she has to. Yeah. My number 2 favorite thing is Jeffrey Self, who plays Matt, their server in this movie. I thought he was awesome.
He was fun.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was fun. It was a nice break from the tension that was building throughout.
Yeah, I think they did a great job of that. They didn't. He doesn't feel shoehorned in there either.
No.
I've eaten.
It kind of seems like Bruce Campbell in the Spider-Man movies.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Yes. I didn't even think about that, but wow, yeah.
It just did, yeah. I didn't before.
Even though this guy has a much bigger role.
Yeah.
He's actually essential to the plot if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With how it all comes together, I can't really say.
Right.
But he's not just shoehorned there, and the comic relief in this isn't too much. It doesn't feel out of place. It was just right.
No, because you could run into a server that's very much like him.
Sure. Especially since it was his first shift.
And Rebecca said he was the greatest. She really liked it.
And my number one favorite thing about this, and it's a combination, is the direction / cinematography. I thought both were fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good looking movie, that's for sure.
A lot of the overhead shots that we see, the perspective shots, make it look like we're looking at a morality play. And I don't know if that's what he was going for, but that's what I got out of it. And man, that's fantastic because that's exactly the dilemma she's in.
Do you know anything else that this director did off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, no, but I read about it last week and I recognized a couple of things.
Right on.
And the cinematography I thought was great. Also, the setting I thought was great in that big hotel, like
fancy ass high rise.
Yeah. That's one thing that's kind of a plot hole, where it's not a spoiler, is dude's just a photographer and she's a single mom. How the fuck can they afford to even eat there?
Well, yeah. Well, she's a doctor, right?
I guess, but if he's probably flipping the bill and he's just a photographer.
Some photographers made bank, man.
Not pretty boys like that.
Yeah.
No, I thought the director did a great job, and whoever the cinematographer was too. Whoever's idea was for those overhead shots.
Well, the guy that directed this wrote Hard Eyes.
Makes sense. And they're both. Yeah. There's also a shot where one of the characters sets something down on a table, and then we see the perspective from that object shift from person to person, and I really love that too. I love those kind of. It's like the point of view of an inanimate object, but it made sense.
And he directed Freaky, Happy Death Day, Happy Death Day to
Happy
You.
Death Day, those are the ones. Yeah.
Scouts Guide to Zombie Apocalypse, which I think I heard JP talking about.
Happy Death Day, that's what I know him from. Those movies aren't great, but they're fun.
Yeah, good stuff. And this was good. So I would definitely recommend you guys go see this in the theater. I went first last time. You go first this time.
All right, this is a serviceable thriller with some really cool elements, some not so cool elements. They kind of even each other out. Again, the direction, fantastic. I'd like to see this director with a better script to work with. And I think he could do something great, especially if whoever did the cinematography for him, I would rehire him again. This movie is, and I wrestled with this, and I wasn't going to do this because I only have one A+ and one F-, and everybody knows that. And I was trying to keep only one C. Okay. Evil Dead Rise. But
you're thinking of A for this. Wow.
No.
Okay.
Stop. But I thought Evil Dead Rise is a horror movie. This isn't.
Okay.
This is a thriller. Straight C.
Straight C. And I'm gonna go C+. I liked it a little bit better, I think.
Okay.
I'm going C+, and it might have been a B if it wasn't for the ridiculous last 7 to 8 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Splattered in there. Like, we gotta wrap this up somehow. We gotta tie some shit together and loose ends and no. But most of the people watching it enjoyed those last 7 to 8 minutes. For me, it was just so preposterous that I just tuned out a little bit. And I'm curious to see what the Death Curse Society's guys say about this on Monday. At 8.
There was one joke towards the end that was pretty cool. The last joke.
I did not like that.
I liked it.
He used the same one in fucking Hard Eyes. Guys,
spoiler alert.
Guys were using the material. I didn't say which one. But yeah, it was the exact same joke from Hard Eyes. Oh, man.
No, but yeah, we both like this one more than Hell of a Summer, which is wild because we're slasher guys.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get that. We didn't get it.
That's true. We didn't get a slasher. Hell of a Summer is not a slasher.
I would have been okay if it was the exact same movie and we got real kills.
So we got like 90% Meatballs and 10% Friday the 13th in Hell of a Summer.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Basically.
Yeah. Actually,
it almost feels like the slasher element of that one was like an afterthought. Like that's how we're gonna market this to get funding.
Right.
Yeah.
But
which is all it takes is put Finn Wolfhard's name on it, because Stranger Things was like the biggest thing ever when a few years ago when they started.
They actually made this.
Yeah.
All right. So that was that. And we're at 1 hour and 6 minutes. So next week.
There's a reason, though. There's a reason. Let me just say this.
Oh, we got something else. Do you want to say that for next week too?
No. Hold on.
Talk about that.
I just wanted to finish the train of thought on Finn Wolfhard.
Okay.
There's a reason he's doing these independent movies that are still barely getting funding to come out a year and a half after they're made, and Millie Bobby Brown is in billion-dollar blockbusters. There's a difference. One of them has talent.
Right on. So the thing we teased at the top, you want to punt that to next week, or we want to go over that real quick?
Let's talk about it.
All right. Okay. One more thing.
I'm going to throw the credit out first on this one. I don't know if he's watching now, but he'll probably see you later. And you heard a little bit of his drumming at the top of all of our shows, Mr. Chad Walls, a.k.a. Captain Killdrums.
Yeah, the drummer for Dislim, Ryan's old band that does our theme music.
Yeah, those guys. Hey, it's
I almost wore my Dislim shirt for this show too, but it was all the way over there.
It's free music.
Yes.
No, he sent me a message last weekend, and I was caught up in some shit, and I couldn't really look into it at first. He just happened, like in his studio, they play random ass movies in the background, and there's never sound because it's his rehearsal space studio. They're playing music, but it's just this channel, I guess, or whatever, that just streams shit and shows stuff. And it was like an old porno movie on, and just like whatever. But then he's looking at it like while he's taking breaks in between whatever he's doing, and he's like, I recognize that van, I recognize that house, I recognize that barn. It's a movie called Bad Girls 2. It came out in like 1982 or 3.
83, yeah. I think. I'm pretty sure it was 83.
Chris Higgins from Friday the 13th Part 3, her van is in it. It's the van the girls are driving around in. It's the same van. You can tell the stenciling on the outside. They drive to Higgins Haven. You can see the front steps. They go inside. It's now been remodeled as a bar.
And didn't that bar look a lot like the bar in Part 2?
It did. And the band sounded like the band from Part 2.
Yeah.
But Part 2 was shot up in Connecticut. This is in LA.
Yeah.
And then later they're in the fucking barn. And they even shoot from up at one of the girls walking down. It's like the same shot of Jason walking in there when she's hiding up in the rafters.
So I was trying to figure out a way to pull some of this video and or pictures and keep it PG and edit it into a reel and then play that. And I still am going to try to get that done so you guys can see this. But I don't know if you want to Google search this movie, but
it's out there.
Bad Girls 2. 1982 or 83. I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards 83.
And there's a young-ish Ron Jeremy in it.
Oh, really? He's in it?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole movie. I just skimmed.
I watched all of it for research purposes. I never, and this is when Chad asked me, he's like, did you get a chance to actually like look into that? And then once I actually did, this was my message back to him. I remember it. I said, I never thought in a million years I'd see a young-ish Ron Jeremy riding a BMX bike up to the front steps of Higgins Haven.
Never.
But I did.
So he well, I don't know if he does it anymore, but he's been known to do cons. That'd be great to have a name like
anymore.
He's got some issues, doesn't he? Doesn't he got some issues?
Yeah, he's legal. Yeah, he can't go anywhere.
He can't go 500 feet of anything.
He's like Weinstein, but of porn.
Oh wow!
Seriously, look.
No, I know. I don't know the details, but I know there's something.
Nah, it's terrible. There was one more thing about that. Oh man, I wanted to. What the hell was it?
I don't know.
There was one more thing about that I wanted to bring up, but it's slipping me right now. But no, it's crazy. Like, there's scenes because Ron Jeremy's like a deputy in it, and then he works for like the sheriff.
Yeah.
And they cut away to they're in their police station or whatever, and that's the set from Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we see Dukes of Hazzard set and Friday the 13th Part 3 set in this movie.
Yeah, that's too much. But I'll try to get you guys some video or some stills of that and share it to the page, eventually. But so we covered Friday the 13th porn. We covered 2 movies that are in the theater. We covered Cinema Wasteland. We talked about the upcoming Erie Culture Fest. We talked about Nightmare Cleveland Fear Warfare. We a packed show, man. We packed it all in. There was one other thing we're going to get to. We're going to punt that the next week. Our top 3 and bottom 3 movies of the first quarter of the year. You guys can bring your list, and that'll be the main topic, I think, of next week. And we might squeeze in Hellraiser 5. We might do it.
We should. It's been a while since we did 4.
Yeah. We got like 7 more of those things to get through. So
we really do.
Yeah.
We're really doing this, aren't we?
We started it, man. We got to finish it. Yeah.
Boy.
We're like like Portnoy, man. Got to watch them all till you watch them all. Patricia just popped in. How you doing, Patricia? You got to go back and watch this because you missed the highlight of the show. There's a porno called Bad Girls 2 that came out in 1983 that uses Higgins Haven from Friday the 13th Part 3 as the set.
Yeah.
You got to check it out. And, yeah.
The barn, the house, the van, everything.
It's wild, man. And then, so we did all the things. And we're going to get ready to get out of here because we're on overtime anyway. We don't get paid for regular time, let alone overtime. Is there anything that we missed that we need to talk about?
I think we covered it all for this week.
We covered it all. Yeah, we covered it all. Oh, I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better.
I'm sick too.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think I'm getting sick. I know everybody else in the house is sick. It's That's why I recommended if you were in town, you probably wouldn't want to come over here.
Yeah, I think
get COVID for like the 4th time. I don't know. I don't know if that's what's going on. But
I owe you one of these terrible diseases. One of these.
Yeah. You need to pass on a disease to me.
Yeah, I owe you one or 2, possibly 2. Definitely
possibly 2. Sinners comes out next week.
Yeah. This no, tomorrow, isn't it? The 12th?
No, it's not. It's not tomorrow because I would have went today.
You sure?
Yeah.
Then it's next week.
No, I'm not sure, but I'll check.
If it's not tonight/tomorrow, then it's next week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next week, but I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I like Michael B. Jordan a lot, man.
Good little vampire flick.
Yeah.
They're pushing that drop everywhere.
And it's
like
another.
Every time I turn on my phone, it's on the ad on my TV. I mean, it's everywhere.
See, and then it gives us another excuse when we cover that to talk about The Wire more. So
April 18th.
Next week. Yeah,
next week.
No, it's cool though, because anytime any of these actors were in The Wire, then we can just talk about The Wire too.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, The Wire is good. So we're gonna next week we're gonna talk about our top 3 and bottom 3 films of the first quarter. We're gonna maybe touch on Halloween or not Halloween. Hellraiser 5. It's got to be better than Halloween 5, right?
I hope so.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I hope so. It doesn't get much worse than Halloween 5.
And I think that's it, man. I think that's it. So anything you want to add before we click this button?
No, I think we're good for now, man. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for tuning in. And that goes the neighborhood.